My phone like really is my desktop. One of my books was designed on my phone. I also use it for phone calls. As a parent, these 3 apps are fantastic for that. Taking pictures, doing a lot of post edits. Hi everyone, hope you're all well. Today I'm going to show you what's in my phone. So let's get started. I reveal to you all my special apps and basically my order in terms of or disorder on my phone. So I generally categorize all my folders into like photo, video, I have like lots of folders. But the truth is, the way I actually use the phone is just I scroll down and then I search for the app that I want. Like if it's Over or if it's Lightroom, I just press L and then I get like whatever app I want. So today we're not going to go through like a detailed analysis of what I have. Like I'm not going to go app to app to app because I have probably more than 3,000 apps on my phone. But if you feel like, oh, this is a really cool app, I really want to know more about it, well, let me know and I will do a full-fledged review on it, whether it's good, whether it's worth buying. Now, I used to have my first phone was Motorola, like it probably was for most people, and then I moved into Nokia, which again, like it was for most people. But generally speaking, I was a Sony Ericsson loyalist because the K750i, which was my favorite phone in the world, was great for photographs, great for things. In those days, it even had video calling, which wasn't there in India, but it had the front camera. It had all the features that we pride ourselves in smartphones today. And then I moved into another higher end version of Sony Ericsson. Sony Ericsson didn't really mesh well with the smartphone technology. I felt like they were just any other ordinary Android phone. Like I felt like Android and I didn't really get along in terms of OSs. I liked it, it was nice, but my true love for smartphones, my true love for really doing more with my phone came after I bought my Apple phone. I was a little late in getting on the Apple bandwagon. I got the Apple 5 was my first Apple phone. And I had no idea about the world of apps and, like paying for your app seemed a little strange for me. But at a very early age, I was I was able to do like desktop kind of activities on my Apple phone. Whereas in Android, it was primarily just a phone to add filters to my photographs. So today, more than my desktop, I have actually stopped using my MacBook. I now use my phone as my MacBook. My laptop is it's just like, it's there because it's there. But my work primarily is my phone because I find that in terms of photo editing, in terms of video, even in terms of video editing sometimes, my phone can do so much more than what my phones used to be able to do. So let's get started. So generally speaking, in my home page there is Monday and the gallery and the camera app. I use the calculator a lot because I'm a freelance photographer and a videographer, so I have to always calculate how much fees am I adding, how much tax do I add, so I use the calculator quite a lot. I use, of course, everyone has a clock in their home page. I take a lot of notes. A lot of my scripts, a lot of my ideas are written in notes. I have a lot of reminders. I have like most things scheduled in my life because I schedule things for my daughter, for my husband, for me. Because I work from home, I have to time my life in a way that my husband can take care of my daughter when I'm working and all those things. So reminders are really important for me. Videos. Now, a lot of people will wonder why videos are there. Now, I don't actually watch movies here, but I sync my iMac to my video formats. So in case I want to access my films from my iMac, I can do that right here. So these are really important icons that I have, apps that I have on this folder. Wallet, of course, is my movie ticket place. I don't use a wallet for anything except air tickets and movie tickets. But movie tickets, it's superb because you just have to go and scan it or show it to the guy and then he lets you into the movie. So I love Wallet. Wallet is in that. Of course, the weather app I don't really check much unless I'm going to go for a trip. Then I check the weather and what's happening with the weather. Health I'm not really into. I keep thinking I'll get into it, but I don't. But anyways, it's there. And day one is a diary, which I don't really write in anymore, but I used to many years ago. I used to be like an avid diary writer. Occasionally, on a bad day, I think I sometimes write it, but yeah. So moving to the next page, I have files where all my iCloud stuff is. Then the most important and the most active window folder is the social media one, where I have Instagram, Twitter, Google, LinkedIn, YouTube, WordPress, Facebook, WhatsApp. Now, for me, WhatsApp, I wasn't really on WhatsApp for a long time. WhatsApp has become more a social media device for me. In my little dock, I still have phone and normal message and emails and the settings, because I still use iMessage a lot. I talk to family, I talk to friends on iMessage, so that's what's happening with my dock. Of course, I read the Bible, so I have a Bible app. I have Safari. I also have Chrome, but those are the two browsers that I have to go on to the internet. But mostly I use Safari because I really like it. Chrome generally is for my YouTube uploading and stuff. So now in the next section I have travel. Again, I use this mostly when I have to go somewhere. It has Ola. I use Ola Auto, Uber Cabs, Google Maps. M indicator is in Bombay, and M indicator is really important if you want to know bus numbers, because everything is written in Marathi or Hindi, so you may not know the numbers and stuff. So to know what bus, Bombay is very organized. So I don't really travel by train much, but I travel by bus a lot sometimes. So knowing when the bus is going to come at what time, because it's very organized that way. So moving on, I also have a social tools folder which has repos, GIF maker, which I can't live without, no crop, Chrome, YouTube Studio, Patreon, which really doesn't work, Wix, IGTV, Lapsit I don't really use. But then I have pro apps where I quick shot, Photofox and Video Leap and Enlighter are made by the same people. They are expensive, but you should check it out if you want to go into pro level photography or pro level videography. Video Leap is actually, after iMovie, I feel Video Leap is one of the most advanced video editing softwares that I could have. Again, it's expensive. It's expensive to rent, but a one-time buy will really get you very far. So I really like that app. I did buy Enlight. I didn't really use it much that way. But Enlight, generally you have like layers and graphics and whatever you want to do in terms of your photograph. You can do a lot more. Like, if you want to do like a silhouette with fog inside your face, those kind of special stuff, that's what Enlight and all these apps are good for. Moldiv generally is an app for collages, so it gives you an array of collages. Filmic Pro is really good, but it heats up my phone quite a lot, so I don't use it that much. And Pocket Booth is a very nice photo booth, personal photo booth that you have. I use these for some birthday parties and stuff, but generally I also have the event one, which I use for my photo booth setups at weddings and parties and stuff. So then next is my daughter section. Of course, there's some nice Christian apps that I really like, and then Atlas is my favorite. I love this because it takes you to the world, and you can really get lost playing this game. It's not a game, it's just information, and it takes you around the world and gives you little icons and tells you, like who is Wally Herbert. Wally Herbert was he's an English polar explorer. He became the first pole to reach North Pole. So those kind of things are pretty cool. So I like that. And so I've got a lot of apps. Khan Academy is an app that I can't live without. Mostly because my daughter uses that. She's 5 years old, very, very small, but she still uses the activities and the exercises to really base her maths. And I'm not going to leave this app. I mean, Khan Academy, I love that. I love how they explain things to kids. I don't think I'll ever need a math tutor. I think Khan Academy is good. I have not been paid for this, by the way. I'm just saying this is just basic stuff that I use and is on my phone. Storybots is fantastic. If you've seen it on YouTube, you should check it out for your kids. It's great for information. It's very entertaining, and I absolutely love it. Again, a lot of these apps I get lost in. So it's fun. So yeah, so I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to teach my daughter Hindi. I'm not very good at it. मैं हिंदी जानती हूँ लेकिन मेरी हिंदी इतनी बुरी नहीं है, लेकिन लोग कभी समझते कि मैं NRI हूँ, जो मैं नहीं हूँ, मैं भारतीय हूँ. It's just that we didn't grow up speaking English, speaking Hindi, so my Hindi is a little academic, not like normal like other people. Like I find most people speak really fast, like speak Hindi really fast, and I'm like, what? So anyways, teaching your child Hindi is very important, and these are special apps. Remember, if you see something on my phone which you think is like, whoa, I want to know more about this app, you let me know and I'll do like a big video about this. Then I have this great photo which is like a basics of photography and composition. I always recommend my students this app for learning about the basics of composition, lighting and all that. This is a great app for that way. Then this app is the 1 second app, which is 1 second a day. That's fantastic. It's a paid app, but it's nice. It was from the film Chef, so I really like that idea. So I haven't really done much with it, but I really like it. Then the rest is Moment, Inner Place. I don't really use these apps. Procam is fantastic, but again, I have a DSLR, so I haven't really gotten into the Procam stuff with my phone yet. But I know that for people who don't have DSLRs and have like a cell phone, this is a fantastic app to really take pictures. Audio, video, voice recording is great. I normally use voice recording like how my parents used to record my brother and my voice when we were kids. So I use that to record my daughter's when she was a baby and her gurgling and stuff. So that was fun. Scan and Translate I used once. It's a good app. It basically translates whatever is written. It's good for languages. It's good for documents. Then comes my section, which is primarily my video, my editing, my photography stuff. Lots of apps that this folder is about motion, so it does basically all the motion kind of stuff, like stop motion and all. I only did it once for my for when I started my video editing course, but I haven't really done much for that after that. Then I have a camera app with different specialized cameras like fisheye, and again, earlier I used to use this, not too much right now. Then I have my video camera app, which is not app. I have my video camera folder, which is got 8mm, which is like the vintage type of videos which you can shoot in 4K, which is fantastic. And then the Moment, I love the Moment guys, so their app. And then Cinematic is for short. I think 1 minute videos or 15 seconds. I haven't seen the update for a while, but it's quite fantastic. I really like that app. Then I used to be very heavily into comics, so I've got a comic folder which has all my comic book apps. These are not to read comics. This is to create comics. So comic book, halftone 2, comics. So basically, if you like the whole comic look, I went through a phase where I was blogging comics, like making my life into comics and just blogging. That it was fun, but now I moved on to other things. So then this folder has a lot of cool apps which do a lot of post effects on your phone, like on your pictures. You have the reflection one, which reflects your photographs. Some cool filter apps. Painterest takes your picture and makes it into a painting. Sometimes a pastel paint, like a pastel art form, or like a oil. So that's pretty cool. Then Lumi is for just lights and bokeh. Finger Focus is as the name suggests. Glaze is another filter app. Photo Blend is filters. Then this is a little more focused post picture effects. Snapseed I used to use a lot, but now I use Lightroom more. So, but Snapseed is a must. If you don't have a Adobe Lightroom account, then Snapseed is a must on your phone. It's free. So Tintype was something I got free in App of the Day. Tintype is just a really cool way of very old, like I think from the 1800s there used to be photographs, so it makes your picture into that. That's pretty cool. Repix is another post picture effect which you can buy the filters and just make like your picture look fantastically beautiful. I love their post filters. It's much better than Instagram. So Photo Studio I don't really use. Pixlomatic. I got this free in app of the day. I don't really know what this does. It's something that I think it's in terms of just again a filter that you can add in your pictures, some special effects. Filmborn, I've done a proper review on it. It was pretty cool. Filmborn, I did a review on Hipstermatic and Filmborn. Since then, I've not used the app. PS Express, I think, is Photoshop. I have not used this. Lens Light is for any bokeh or lights or kind of streaming lights that you want to add into your pictures. I would say if you're a photographer and you don't have the privilege of having lights, it's a really good buy. Photo Eraser erases like objects out of your picture. Like if you have like a beautiful picture and then you have one head popping out, you can erase that. Then Dramatic makes your black and whites look more dramatic. Popsicolor, another filter. Pinata, Distress, this post picture is primarily cool filters you can add to make your picture better. Grungeastic or Photoviva. All these apps I actually got free in app of the day. They have stopped app of the day now, but it was really nice. So for editing, Picplaypost is a very nice way to collage your videos. I don't know, I used to do it a lot in my videos of my, like in my home videos, but it basically you can choose your videos to kind of play during which is kind of cool. And iMovie, of course. Piccollage, Spark Video, Cut Story I've actually not used. I have it on my phone, but I haven't really used it. Talking about Over is the app that I love. I use this probably 3 times a day. It's like for pictures, for layout, I make all my YouTube thumbnails on this. I would always recommend this app. They have not paid me any money to say this, but they are fantastic. Legend is great for text that is in animation form, and Shape that is a simple, like your titling app. Alright, so moving on from that, you have Photo Video, which again, Eraser, Fuse, Simple Booth. Color Splash makes your picture, like your fore can be black and white and your background can be color, or vice versa. Instant is like Polaroid shots of your pictures. You can take Polaroids, or you can use your pictures and make them Polaroids. Fused is, I think, a little like Enlight. It kind of does something post pictures. Again, I have not used this that much. So Simple Booth is another one of my event apps. I don't use the Simple Booth for the events. I have like the event version of that. But Pocket Booth and Simple Booth are the two photo booth apps that I use. I don't know why I call this support, but these are really cool, again, filter apps. I do have a watercolor, like making your photograph into a watercolor. That's Waterlog. Hyperlapse is like hyperlapse, like time lapse in a hyper way. That's an Instagram thing, I think. Pixomatic, again, filter photo app. Watermark PS and Watermark VS is, I actually haven't really got into watermarking my pictures much, but Watermark PS is for pictures, and Watermark VS is for videos, watermarking your videos. I have it, I haven't used it, but it's pretty fantastic. Lightly, like Light Lens, is again to add light, so like a ray of light behind, adding bokeh lights in your frame. That's pretty awesome for that. That's like not a video but a photo app. Fast Camera is a fast camera. Gloomlog is again filters, very nice filters. Camera Bag, just like Over, I use Camera Bag I use Camera Bag probably twice a week. I love that app, but I use it regularly, even on my desktop. Before I got into Lightroom, Camera Bag was my go-to when it came to like even my wedding. Like the filters that Camera Bag have are just like fantastic. So I would highly recommend Camera Bag. Then is the WMU, the Nikon Transfer app, which transfers photographs into your phone. And sometimes if your batteries are high enough, it lets you take pictures from your phone. It doesn't help you with the video, but it's very nice with the like if you want to kind of Instagram your pictures. Of course, it only works with Nikon, like cameras with Wi-Fi is already inside the camera. So then I have some Adobe tutorials in the support. So generally support I think was for learning, but some other apps made it in. So I have a whole folder filled with slow-mo and reverse cam, because I went through a phase where I was doing a lot of slow-mo and reverse stuff. Then I have some high-end, I call it high-end camera, which is Visco, which I have never gotten to. I mean, I have it, I have all the filters and all the presets, but I've actually never gotten into it. Hipstamatic is my favorite, but it's been a really long time since I used Hipstamatic. So then program is very good. I have it in case of emergencies, but I hardly use it. Then I've got a folder storage, but in that is just my Flickr app. Then I have a home button with my gas connection, my print connection, my bank, a suitcase app which is fantastic, which helps me do a checklist when I have to pack. I love Zink. Zink is my printer for my photo booths. And the TieWrite, I think you might have seen my review of this TieWrite app. It was quite cool. So I have a special folder for Google, and I have Google Duo, Assistant, Drive, Google Photos, Allo. I don't really use Google too much except Google Photos, because I back up a lot of my photos there. Then is entertainment, your Prime Video, Airtel TV, Netflix, Book My Show, TV Remote, and Hotstar. I don't really use Hotstar too much, but yeah, in case of any emergency. I have a folder for doodling. I don't use this that much, but I have ink flow paper, sketches, and paper. All of this is very nice, but yeah, I go through these phases where I'm into something, like the comic book phase, where I was like into designing comic books, and then I went into a phase now of doodling, I think 3 years ago or something. So, but now I'm over that. And yeah, I have a music section, which is like my favorite. It started with my husband, because he's very into learning music. And so we have the Santur Free, the Santur Pro, the GarageBand, GeoSynth, which is a very nice app, but we haven't really been able to figure it out. Tabla is fantastic. Finger Fiddle is fantastic as well. And Music Tutor is great. Then there's some DJ apps, some music apps that we listen. Yeah, so that's music. And then comes, okay, that's the last section, my shopping, which is like Big Basket, Zop, or Zomato, Order Out, AliExpress, Amazon, Payback, Club Factory, Etsy, MobiQuick, and stuff. Then education is also, I mean, I have a Zoe folder, and then I have an education folder too. And that has a lot of her, I can do a detailed video on this. So the like my daughter is 5 years old, and so I basically interchange apps. I have an app that she can kind of do on math day. She can do Khan Academy, or she can do Moose Math. So Moose Math is connected with Khan Academy, and that's really good for, it's very simple. It's just like how many fruits will you make juice with, but it's really nice. She really likes it. Then of course Dr. Seuss for reading, Alphabet Kitchen for alphabets. Now these three apps, Reader, Wordplay, and Endless 1 to 3, are fantastic apps if you're trying to work with your child for learning numbers, like basically pre-KG kind of apps, which really help make them read, enjoy letters. So Reader and Wordplay are basically spelling and reading apps, which are fantastic, and Endless 1 to 3 is basically learning your numbers. This is a free app that you have to pay for. Like if you, I think 1 to 10 is free, and then if you want 10 to 50, then that you have to pay a little more, and then 50 to 100 you have to pay a little more. So what we did as a family is that every time for her birthday we added like a few letters, the alphabets, this, a few. So we've actually been building on this app for about 2 years now, and now we finally bought everything, and it's fantastic. The other day my daughter, who's still learning how to read, said she read funny, and it didn't seem like that was in the syllabus in the school. So we asked her, where did you learn that word? And she said, oh, in the app. So we were very impressed with it. And then I shared it with a friend. And I would really, as a parent of a 5-year-old, even if your kid is 3, 4, 5, 6, these 3 apps are fantastic for that. Again, they've not paid me to say this. But these 3 apps have really helped me get the basics of alphabets and counting into my child's like academic support. So that's really, really nice. Bible for Kids is the Bible study app for kids. Typic Kids is basically child-friendly fonts. So like there was a video that I did for a child's birthday. So this has like a lot of graphic and stickers for kids, photographs and stuff. So I use that for that. I of course let my daughter also play with this app. The Human Body app is a fantastic app that I use for science. So my daughter uses this app for her science day, where she learns about the human body, she learns about the brain. I got this free with app of the day, and it is amazing. It's a fantastic app for really getting into like understanding what lungs are, what heart is, what the blood flow is, what the circulation is, what lymph nodes are. And I know that it may seem like, well, how can you teach a kid so small all these things? But my daughter has been learning about, like, just playing with the Human Body app for like 2 years now. And now in school, they're of course teaching them about the human body, and so she's making that association, like, oh, so here what happens is they have things like, if a bee bites you, then what do the nerves do? So it's interesting in terms of a perspective to kind of play with the bones. If you remove this bone, what happens to the skeleton? So it's primarily an educational game, but it's not like a game. It's just it's like, I really like it. So this is the school apps. Then I've called Folder Lifestyle, which has iTunes, App Store, books where I have all my magazines that I subscribe to and read. And then I don't know what App Sales is. I don't know what that is. Truecaller and Decide Now is the best. It's like this game. It's not a game. It's just like when you don't know what to do, you just click on it and then it tells you, what do you want to do this weekend? And then it tells you, why don't you do something. We don't really follow it, but it's just fun to play with. Then I have the Productivity app, which has a lot of the pages, numbers. I make a lot of my flyers with this, with pages. I do a lot of my invoices from numbers, and I haven't used Keynote at all, but it's nice to have on the phone. And then I did have a week agenda. I really like the layout of this app, but I have never used it. So that's there. I don't know what Clips is, but Extras is apps that I don't really use. So the Compass I have absolutely no use for, because I'm not an explorer and going head on a ship and journey, or maybe a hiker, I don't know. Tips I haven't really looked at. Voice memos I haven't really done much with. Contacts I just pull down and I search for the contact. I haven't really become very good friends with Siri, so I don't really use her much. Of Siri, can you call? I don't do that much. Find Friends I don't use. Find iPhone I use to sometimes, yeah, when my phone is, I haven't lost my phone actually ever, but it's very useful. And then FaceTime, of course, I FaceTime with family and friends. So that was my phone. I hope you enjoyed getting into what's in my phone and how I kind of do. I'm a little organized. I put things in folders, but like I said, I kind of search for things more than I have these names, like O means over, L means Lightroom, I means Instagram. So I have these shortcuts that I do within my phone to access it. But I hope you enjoyed an inner look of my phone, and I'll catch you in the next video. Thanks for joining me. Bye.